days ago, there was something pretty interesting found over on not only just the Call of Duty subreddit, but also where it stemmed from, the Call of Duty companion app. Now, it's not the first time the Call of Duty companion app has seemingly given something away before it should have, but it certainly was interesting that so many people did see it, because normally this stuff is a little more under the radar. Not everybody sees it, but this was the masses. A lot of people saw this, even maybe you saw it whenever you were checking the COD companion app a couple of days ago. Today we're going to be talking about the S6 Stingray, what that might be, and when and how we might actually see it introduced within Black Ops 4. But before I do that, I want to let you guys know about the Twitch Prime pack that is available right now for those guys on PlayStation 4. I believe it's going to be coming a week later for Xbox One and PC. For those of you guys that end up having an Amazon Prime account as well as a Twitch account, you can end up linking the two together and getting some free stuff. Not last month, but at the end of March, we ended up having one that gave us a camo, a jump pack, as well as a uniform. So that was something pretty cool. This one, though, only affords you a reticle, a jump pack, and a face paint. So not entirely too keen on this one myself, truthfully. I was hoping for another camo of sorts because, well, I'm a camo guy, but it's free stuff, so if you guys want to take advantage of that, you can end up heading over to the Prime page for Black Ops 4, twitch.amazon.com/prime/loot/Black Ops 4, or, of course, I'll link that down there in the description below. You can either sign in and redeem it, or create an account and connect your accounts and redeem, though it can be kind of long-winded if your stuff is already connected, but ultimately, we'll end up seeing with this one, you'll end up getting a jump pack, a reticle, as well as a face paint, and it looks like we have a few more up on deck for the months of June, July, and August, coming presumably that first week or so of each of those months. So definitely jump on, take advantage of that if you guys want to, but want to let you guys know about that. And of course, again, continuing and echoing from yesterday's video, if the commentary sounds a little off, I'm still messing with some hardware that I just recently got, so it might sound a little too condensed, might sound a little too podcasty. I'm still working out the small finite details here with it, so hopefully in the next couple of days we get that all worked out. But the S6 Stingray, let's talk about this. This popped up on the Call of Duty companion app a couple of days ago, and to my knowledge, it's since been fixed out. I have gotten a couple of screenshots as of recently, but I don't know if those are necessarily new, but I would imagine it was fixed out. It ended up popping up whenever you took a look at some of your tactical rifles and some of the weaponry within your statistics you could take a look at on the app. But of course, this is rather interesting because we have no weapon called the S6 Stingray. And to my knowledge, I don't recall this being any sort of internal dev code name. Everything that we end up seeing in the game has a console code name associated with it. So for example, in Modern Warfare 2, the back-end files for the game ended up showcasing some things pretty straightforward, like the SCAR was entitled the SCAR_H, but then you had things like the M4A1, which in the game files was labeled as M4_Grunt, and then things like the ACR, the console code name designation for this was the Masada, not the ACR. So to my knowledge, there's not any weapon that is the S6 Stingray named that in the game files. So where this could be only points to a new weapon. Now, the theory with this is that it's going to be a brand new tactical rifle, and that actually makes pretty good sense because we see a decent amount of weapons in the classifications of the rifles, the SMGs, and even things like the snipers have more weapons associated with that classification than that of the tactical rifles. And we've seen kind of a plethora of different weapons added in post-launch here as sort of covering each of the bases. We ended up seeing that we had the SWAT as the rifle, we saw the Damon 3XP as that SMG, we ended up seeing the Tiger Shark as the LMG, we have the Mini 14 coming at some point as a sniper, we've had a couple of secondaries in the Rampage with a shotgun, we had a few melees, we had a pistol of the Cap 45, and so on and so forth. But one of the only ones not touched yet has been the tactical rifles, to which there's still only 3 weapons. All 3 have been there since launch, that being the Auger, the Swordfish, as well as the ABR. So if this were to pop up, it would be again that final touch to kind of encompass as many weapon classifications as possible with these DLC weapons. Now, in terms of where it would fit, that's another thing that we have to discuss as well, because we've seen a 3-burst weapon of the ABR, a 4 and a 5 with the Swordfish, and then we've seen a single shot and a double shot with the Operator mod in the way of the Auger. But where would it fit in that point? Truthfully, I think that it could honestly work as another single-shot semi-auto weapon, because while you do have 2 burst weapons, you only have that one that is a semi-auto single shot outside of an operator mod. Of course, the augers can do a ton of damage with that operator mod, but that's not really what's in question here. It kind of balances out the playing field if it is something that is a single-shot semi-auto. So that might make its way in that case, but of course, that is all pure speculation. And as for the other speculation part of this discussion, that comes down to simply the question of when. To To me, it has two clear and cut paths here with this. There's not really much ambiguity with this in which you can think, well, maybe it happens around this. Truthfully, I think it either comes really quickly or it comes not for a long time. This is something that we saw the COD app detail things like this correctly and before they're supposed to launch in two different ways, either right before they launched or again, way off. It's just a matter of the timing and what else we have up on deck here. The quick assumption and probably easiest is that, well, maybe it comes along with the days of summer. And that's something that, of course, we are going to get a brand new contraband stream at that time. And so therefore we end up seeing things potentially like the ballistic knife, potentially like the Mini 14 sniper for whenever they decide to release that one. We know it is coming this operation, but as for why it's been held off for so long since it was initially seen by the public, your guess is as good as mine, but it is something going to be coming as well. So maybe we see 3 within days of summer. And again, with that new tier system, it's the easy assumption. But I don't think that that's actually the case. Personally, I think that possibly it's next operations weaponry. So that means not the next couple of weeks whenever Days of Summer does come around on the 4th of June, but instead another 35 days after that. So you're starting to think about mid-July at that point for the next operation, which is that summer operation for Black Ops 4, the penultimate one actually from what we're given in that first year of content for what we know of from the roadmaps. But I say this because a couple of different reasons. Firstly, we ended up seeing that yes, there was a leak a couple of months back before DLC 1 even, where the COD companion app ended up giving us the names of Madagascar and Elevation right before it was officially announced. But then we also saw a couple of weeks after that, and now a couple of months back at this point, that CTF was leaked before the announcement of it, and the only time we saw this was with the announcement, of course, with Operation Spectre Rising, and it still has not come into the game just yet. So that's months of downtime that we had from when it was first officially leaked from the COD companion app to when it officially came in the game. And also with a lack of anything in the game files that would indicate the weapon coming within the Days of Summer or Operation Bundle at some point during this operation, it doesn't seem like it's on the horizon to me all that much. Normally, whenever we see things coming within the same operation, there are at least some hints within the game files that we see some either minor builds of the game, some imagery, some videos, whatever it may be, but we haven't seen anything here for this, just simply the name that was given out within the COD companion app of the S6 Stingray. And again, when we take a look at those things like the game files and the console code names, there's nothing that really denotes that even in the game files right now. So by all indications, this seems like it's not going to be a part of anything in this operation, or at least that's how I interpret it. You guys could maybe see differently and have something that you think that could work out with that, and that's totally cool. But let's talk about how I think this will be introduced, because even if it does come as of this operation or the next, how will we see it introduced? Because there is, of course, that big fear with the push of MTX models in Black Ops 4, especially with this new operation. Maybe it might not be the prettiest rollout here for this weapon. Personally, I think that this is going to be a tier weapon. Again, I really wouldn't worry about this being added into reserves or cases like a lot of people may jump to and thinking about. I don't think they're going to add that into either there or bundles, because we've only seen melees and mastercrafts or reactives introduced in that capacity, not actual ranged weapons. And then if you add it in as an actual paid for bundle like that, you legitimately can make that case then if it's pay to win. And so therefore, as many poor things that happened within this game, I don't think that anybody in their right mind would actually be like, let's actually create some outrage that would make any other problem so far look like a walk in the park. I don't think they would willingly do that. So to me, I see it introduced only as how we see it with all the other weapons so far, within tiers for the mainstream of the contraband stream, or as maybe even a secondary stream added in, like a barbarians type event, though we haven't seen anything since then. But I guess we'll have to see. My money's still on next operation, not just the Days of Summer coming up here at this one. One thing though that I do want to mention, and I really hope this isn't the case, is what if this is all just some different wordplay here for something that we may have already seen? You guys know in Blackout as well as Zombies, there is the S6. Well, S6. Model for that's already in the game for Blackout and Zombies, and would honestly be such a downer if that is something added in as that name and it kind of dispels any hype of a new weapon. But I don't also see that happening. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there as, wow, that could be some bad wordplay. We haven't seen anything like the MP40 moved over from Blackout and Zombies into MP, so I'm not expecting that sort of stuff to happen just yet. I think it will be newer. But that's it. That's where we're going to wrap it up. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you guys think here of this? Are you guys looking forward to the S6 Stingray? Are you thinking it's going to be a tactical rifle? Are you thinking it's coming with the Days of Summer, or maybe next operation, or maybe somewhere else? Whatever it is, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, but hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 4, MP, Blackout, Zombies. We got you covered the best of updates, news, information, tips, tricks, all that good stuff. So if any of that interests you, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. Practically live on both those. So if you guys want to straight up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. But let's end out of the way. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Mine's an espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.